Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Media under attack. PAJ responds to malicious AI-generated video. NWA defends road rehabilitation work. And later in sports, Montego Bay United move up to second in Jamaica Premier League standings. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pullen. Here are the details. We begin this afternoon with a developing story. The police are now at the scene where the body of a missing woman has been found in a shallow grave in Retreat, St. Catherine. The woman has been missing since September 28. It's understood that a sibling reportedly confessed to the police yesterday about being involved in her disappearance and led them to the location of the body. We'll have more on this developing story in Primetime News at 7. Police in St. Anne say incidents of major crime continue to trend downwards. Today, the parish has recorded 39 murders when compared to 62 in the same period last year.
We are seeing some 23 less murders when compared to last year. All right, we know from the police perspective that 39 lives that have been lost is a lot of people when you put them in one room. All right. We are seeing some challenges as it relates to our murders. So even though we are experiencing a 37% reduction, that did not come by chance. All right? It is careful planning and execution, careful analysis of the problem that we have been seeing over time.
SSP Dwight Powell, however, says domestic-related matters continue to drive the murder rate in the parish.
65% of the people that is killed annually in this parish is as a result of domestic-related concern. What do I mean by that? People who are related by blood or people who are known by each other constitute the largest share, 65% of the murders that we are seeing in this parish. So what we have been doing to mitigate those murders, we have been partnering with various agencies. I have been pushing all the station commanders to get involved in community-based policing.
The Press Association of Jamaica has responded to a disturbing AI-generated video that has been circulating on social media. The video questions the journalistic integrity of the Gleaner and its journalists. In a release on Tuesday, the Press Association of Jamaica says it is deeply concerned about the statements made in the video. President Ashon Hendricks says the false claims threaten the integrity of journalists and media houses. He pointed to other incidents. Those include the GLP's Everald Warmington's comments suggesting that the media and PNP are trying to destroy Prime Minister Andrew Holness's reputation. PNP President Mark Golding's labeling of certain media houses as GLP aligned. Attempts to falsely link the Jamaica Observer's deputy managing director to influencing editorial policy have also raised red flags. Mr. Hendricks says, while the PAG acknowledges the importance of free speech, misinformation and undermining the profession won't be tolerated. Meanwhile, the RJR Gleaner Communications Group has also dismissed the claims in the video. CEO Anthony Smith reaffirms the Gleaner's commitment to truth, balance, and unbiased reporting. He says the company stands behind its journalists and condemns the video's harmful claims, which puts staff at risk. The CEO says the Gleaner vows to protect its team and continue fearless reporting. Drivers and passengers of several motor vehicles narrowly escaped serious injury and death Sunday. This following a crash on the Edward Seaga Highway. More in this report.
The aftermath of a six-vehicle collision along the Edward Seaga Highway sometime before 6 on Sunday. It involved a Tesla, a Porsche, a Mercedes-Benz, a BMW motorcar, a Toyota RAV4, and a Suzuki Grand Vitara. Reports are that the driver of the Tesla heading towards the Caymanas Toll Plaza lost control of the vehicle and collided with several others in traffic waiting to pay the toll. Sunday's crash led to a major traffic pileup along the roadway and has renewed discussions about motorists' failure to adhere to the road code. Just last week, head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Assistant Commissioner Gary McKenzie, addressed the issue.
When you look at the data, a large percentage of the crash could have been avoided. Over 80% is as a result of persons not driving properly, meaning that they are driving at excessive speeds, not being able to control the vehicle when they have to react, and in other instances they fail to keep to the left.
There were no fatalities in Sunday's crash. However, since January, 288 road fatalities have been recorded, a 10% decline when compared to the 315 for the corresponding period last year. 9 people died in motor vehicle crashes on the weekend. Meanwhile, ACP McKenzie says the impact of the road crashes are crippling, not only for the health sector, but also family life.
We find that persons in their most productive years are dying, and they are leaving children. And they leave 1, 2, 3 children, with mothers. So a lot of the children grow up, with just a single parent. A lot of the times they are the breadwinners. So there's a lot of suffering.
Anthony Lug, TVJ News.
Residents in Santa Cruz St. Elizabeth are concerned about water which has been settling on the main road in the town. They say this has been the case for about 2 weeks due to a leaking pipe. Traffic has been reduced to single-lane use, which has disrupted students' commute to school.
Man. Yeah, man, I want to go find this sunrise now. In the trouble, it kind of take time. Dry up.
So when you try to walk on the road and we come meet with the traffic and something, where do you have to walk in a hit and something like that?
Sometimes you have to walk in a hit, and sometimes again you not walk in a hit. I tell you. Like I tell you, yes or no. What is up? When time in a car, you have to walk in a hit. Then time there.
In response, Mayor of Black River, Richard Solomon, says the municipal corporation will visit the area to assess and address the problem. The National Works Agency says the poor weather condition is hampering progress in some areas where road repairs are scheduled. Work under the REACH program started in the corporate area in Portmore on the weekend, but the NWA says it will continue as long as the weather permits.
On Saturday, we got a lot of rain in the city. It rained again on Sunday, and right around the country, we have experienced heavy rainfall over the weekend, and so this has stymied the effort. But we are committed to ensuring that the persons, including ourselves, Jody, who drive, do get a better experience moving around the country. And I do accept that we have patches around the place that really need fix.
It is also expected that Minister with responsibility for works, Robert Morgan, will update the country on the other road rehabilitation programs park when he addresses Parliament this afternoon. Meanwhile, the NWA says the availability of funding is also a major factor in determining when road work will begin. Over the last few weeks, a number of persons have taken to the streets over poor road conditions. But the NWA says the agency is moving as quickly as the procurement process allows.
We do understand the frustration of some of the persons who go along some of these corridors daily. It is not that, we are sitting on our hands. We have to go through the different processes that are mandated by law, and we have to ensure that the funding is received and in place before we can get certain things done.
It's time for a break. Stay with us for stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. Residents of Trenchtown are calling on the National Water Commission to urgently address a broken sewage main in their community. But the NWC says the issue is being dealt with. Details in this report.
This has been the reality of residents in sections of Trenchtown since Saturday. Raw sewage has been flowing into the streets of their community, affecting movement.
Regular when rain fall.
Regular when rain fall?
Yeah, boss. It affect the people them.
How bad it's affecting?
It affect when you acquire pick them at school, you have to take up all stone for them to splash you.
They call them, some come from Beaverton. You know, come 10 o'clock, they come 8 o'clock, they come 10 o'clock, and them can't reach. And the vehicle pass and touch the water and the people them. And that's right.
Business is also affected.
The people them, a boss say, lock the shop and race through the water thing.
So it affects the business?
Yeah. It's a ram long time. You see, it's a ram long time. The people see the water and, you know.
So sales down because of it?
Exactly. We have a restaurant beside me. I know normally, the more people come buy food, we get more sale like in water and juice. So knowing that this water running right now, it kind of slow up my business.
The people are pleading to the NWC to fix the problem.
We want the water to start up on the main road, because this is a main road. This is a main road, so you can't have this big water run on the main, on the side water. If them pipe are most like, might be from the 60s, so them pipe need for change out, because remember the population I get more, so more water use, so it need, with us, you know, the government or whosoever need to come change out them pipe system.
Our news center spoke with acting corporate public relations manager at the NWC, Delano Williams, who said a team was dispatched, an assessment was made, and the situation was remedied. Kerry-Ann Simpson, TVJ News.
Over in St. James, stakeholders are encouraging Jamaicans to consider beekeeping. Chairman of the Bee Farmers Association, Dennis McKay, says the association is open to everyone and not just farmers.
Healthy lifestyle as it relates to living healthy, each one must check his health before you get sick. Prepare yourself for what you eat, what you drink, and check if you are okay so you know what to or what not to. So we partner also with the St. James Health Department where they are doing health checks.
Meanwhile, the Agriculture Ministry says Hurricane Beryl has significantly impacted honey production.
The hurricane impact is usual on the trees, the vegetation, the food that the bees have. So if you have them being destroyed, then it's expected that it will negatively impact hurricane production, honey production. In terms of the destruction that we have faced so far, the main parishes were Clarendon, St. Catherine, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester. So those parishes experienced severe damage from the hurricane. We suffered somewhere in the region of about $34 million in losses, and that affected nearly 200 beekeepers across this landscape. So that $34 million is a lot when it comes on to replacing some of the stock.
It's now time for the Business Minute.
The government on Monday announced it has secured $480 million in its first structured securitization transaction in international capital markets. The transaction involved the securitization of the portion of the Norman Manley International Airport revenue that is due to the government. This was achieved through the issue of a $480 million 12-year bond in the international capital markets by Kingston Airport Revenue Finance Limited. The government granted Kingston Airport Revenue Revenue Finance Limited its rights to 52.33% of the revenue generated by the Norman Manley International Airport in exchange for the US $480 million that was raised through the bond issue. Kingston Airport Revenue Finance Limited will also annually distribute the government any surplus it achieves above established benchmarks. Further afield, Chrysler is recalling more than 129,000 of its Ram 1500 pickups that were built in 2023. The National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration says there's an issue with the steering column control model in these vehicles. Officials say the glitch could cause drivers to erroneously signal for a lane change, which could result in a potential accident. Drivers of affected trucks will receive a notification in the mail this month. Repairs will be made free of charge. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Carrie Ann Simpson.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, 2 earthquakes struck the capital of Trinidad and Tobago on Monday. The stronger quake, with a magnitude of 5.1, occurred at 8:21 a.m. at a depth of 71 kilometers and was felt in Port of Spain and nearby regions, as well as in Curopano, Venezuela. A second tremor of magnitude 3.6 happened earlier at 3:38 a.m. at a depth of 56 kilometers, also felt in Port of Spain and near Palomar, Venezuela. These events followed a magnitude 4 earthquake on Saturday. On the international scene, Hurricane Milton has weakened to a Category 4 storm as it approaches Florida, but is expected to strengthen back to a Category 5 before making landfall as a major Category 3 on Wednesday. The storm's impact may extend widely, with potential rainfall of up to 15 inches across Florida and storm surges reaching 15 feet in areas like Tampa Bay. And those are the top regional and international stories. I'm Shane Masters.
Thank you, Shane. We take another break. Sports is next.